Imagine a world where Google Drive worked. Well, it's not going to happen. So, if you use Google Drive, expect it to randomly decide not to sync during some important time in the future, causing you to lose precious family moments or important files. So look, it's time to rip off the Band-Aid and stop using Google Drive today. Hey everyone, my name is Jason with the Cyber Lab, and today we're going to be discussing a subject that is very near and dear to my heart. How much Google sucks. Specifically, we're going to be looking at how much Google Drive sucks and follow up with our two preferred providers that don't suck. You'll also learn how to move your files from Google to one of these providers. But if you have been using Google for some time, well, you might be thinking, hey, Google doesn't suck. I've been using it for ages and I've never had a problem. Now, if you could please just stop drinking the Kool-Aid, all right? Let's get serious. Alphabet, Google's parent company, is one of the largest corporations in the world. And with its size, it's become the owner of the largest search engine in the world. And it's effectively done this by selling customers' user data to large corporations to earn advertising dollars. Ka-ching! Now, this practice has spurred the privacy debate, creating regulations like the GDPR. There have also been multiple hearings on these privacy-invading companies, although some of them feel kind of like explaining the internet to old grandpa.
Well, if so, how do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
Google has repeatedly been targeted for its poor privacy practices. You know, it had a $5 billion lawsuit in 2020 from data gathering while people were private browsing. So yeah, think twice before trusting incognito mode to hide your data. Oh, is that not bad enough? All right. What about Google getting a $170 million fee for child data privacy breaches? So yeah, there are many concerns, none of them even mentioning the current antitrust lawsuit that it's undergoing. Now, being a huge tech company, Google recognizes its privilege, swinging it around whenever possible. In fact, if you look into its lobbying budget, it sways public opinion with an $11 million budget. Okay, but what if you don't care about having your data sold to advertisers or Google owning the whole internet? Well, you might say, hey, I only care about Google's stellar reputation of having no data breaches. Oh yes, wait. Google has had numerous data breaches over the last few years, with 2018 being particularly bad for its parent company. You know, Alphabet exposed over 50 million user accounts via its failed social experiment, Google+. And in the same year, the API exposed another 500,000 users. Before that, they've had a history of getting targeted by multiple malware attacks, having password-based data breaches, and other issues that only come from being the world's largest tech company. You know, having a Google account, it's the equivalent of deciding to wear a full-body meat costume in a restaurant full of dogs. Which, weirdly enough, has actually been tested during one live music performance. I digress. Beyond the awfulness of these companies that make money from something that belongs to you, the service, it also sucks. The mobile environment is fine enough, but man, the desktop environment is questionable. And it occasionally thinks, hey, woo, well, I'm not gonna sync today, I guess. Knowing that Google isn't a great place to back up your stuff and might just decide to start digging through your family photos at some point, what do you do with all this information? Oh yes, you stop using Google Drive. Instead, you use one of our two alternatives. pCloud, our favorite option, and Sync, the best if you need a collaboration platform. Oh, you can also get discounts of up to 80% off of our favorite cloud storage providers by checking out the links in our description below. But hold on, what about the other two big providers, you might ask? You know, Microsoft OneDrive and Dropbox? Well, to make a long story short, they suck. And how do they suck? Well, Dropbox might look good, reflecting its expensive pricing, but it is known for giving up about 68 million passwords due to poor security. The last place you want your family photos to end up is on the dark web. But hey, if you want to end up on the dark web, well, you can go and check out this video here on how to access it safely. Just do so at your own risk. Ooh, what was that? Something stuck in my throat. Pardon me. Microsoft OneDrive also sucks, for similar reasons to Google, in that it means it sells your data via its own Bing search engine. Now, you might think the company is more secure, but hackers were able to breach the company's cloud email service in July 2023. So, yeah, no, Microsoft is not bulletproof, despite what it might prefer you to believe. Its software also isn't useful, unless you are a writer or a student. Word document access is nice, but not really worth the payout. You also don't get a lot of storage for what you pay for. Full disclosure, we don't get why people are willing to give up their privacy for convenience. So if you use Google and Microsoft's products knowing that you expose yourself, look, we want to hear from you in the comments. Please give us a new perspective. We challenge you to change our hearts and our minds. And while you're doing that, let's start talking about a good cloud storage solution. pCloud. pCloud is the best overall alternative because it's ideal for everyday use. It works across all major platforms, including Windows, Android, and Mac. It even has downloads for the 2 people who use Linux. Among features, pCloud is known for its automatic backup and syncing power. Its Google Chrome extension takes photos from the internet and puts them directly into your cloud storage, saving you computer space. Arguably, its most important feature is media streaming. You don't have to download videos and music to watch or listen to them. You can even create media playlists, mainly useful for audio. So, if you want to share audio tracks or videos with your friends, you no longer have to rely on good old Facebook. And finally, beyond being a simple and easy to use platform, pCloud has the easiest way to move files from big storage providers to them. They provide a backup for your backup. So, knowing that pCloud is an awesome platform, how do you move it? Well, it all starts by clicking that little pCloud link in our description below. From there, you'll want to pick the most appealing plan. Then, once you've made an account, you'll want to click the circle containing the letter of your name, hover over Settings, and then click on Linked Accounts. Under the Backup heading, you'll find Google Drive account. And to the right of that, you'll see a Link button. Clicking it will bring up the familiar Google login screen. You can also do this with your social media photos if you want as well. Finally, you'll find the Backups menu on the left-hand side of your dashboard. Click on Third Party after you click Backups. From there, you'll find a series of options that you can back up from, so that you can guess to back up from Google Drive. Hey, congratulations, you've done it! Woohoo! But don't delete your Google files just yet, as this is a backup, meaning that you'll lose that backup if the main thing goes. So, if you want to find out how to make a more permanent backup, stick around until the end of our next mini review. The collaborative alternative, Sync. Sync is an absolute breath of fresh air among collaborative cloud platforms. They collectively come together and said, you know what would be good? If we got all the awesome tools of Dropbox and made a service that, doesn't blow. It starts off wonderfully by having no history of leaks, support for zero-knowledge encryption and AES 256 encryption. It also has many features missing from other cloud storage providers, including support for collaborative platforms like Microsoft 365, Adobe Creative Suite, Slack, and Google Drive, although it doesn't have the media streaming capabilities of pCloud. Now, there are 2 things it does not have. First, you'll find that the web app and desktop interfaces look a bit dated, but thankfully they've solved this problem on the mobile app. The other problem, it's comparable in pricing to Dropbox, but still more cost-effective. If you split the costs with another person, you could pay $15 for unlimited storage under their business plan, which is a way better value than most providers. So how do you move Sync's files over? Well, hey, you'll be surprised that it starts the deja vu of clicking our link in the description. It makes it easy to get to the registration page, gives you a discount, and supports the channel. As far as how to move the files over, you'll find it pretty much identical to the process that we've already gone through. The only difference is that Sync's download link is in your dashboard's upper right corner. And once you download it, you'll not find a mounted drive. Instead, you'll find a Sync folder under your user profile. Now, please don't forget this all too important step. Delete your Google account by going to its support page or under your account's privacy and data section. Ooh. and share the video with your friends if you think it would help them. I'm in my own home studio. I don't have to worry about riots. Anyway, Google Drive sucks, but you don't have to put up with it. With this video, we hope that you know now how to move your files to a cloud storage provider that does not suck. Remember, you can start your own move right now from Google by clicking our links in the description. Our recommendation is pCloud because you can get up to 80% off with our limited time discount. Of course, if you like our video and subscribe to our channel, that lets me and the corporate overlord at YouTube know that we are putting out great content. So please go do those things. And if you aren't done with your cloud storage journey, go and check out our video on the best cloud storage of 2023. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.